Welcome you all in my third lecture. Today we will discuss about solution of LPP by simplex method from the subject operation research. Myself Ira Nath, Assistant Professor of Department of Computer Science and Engineering from JIS College of Engineering. This is my office address, JIS College of Engineering, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Block FS3 Kolani Nodia, pin 741235. These are my contact details 9475697514 and 8240813269. These are my email addresses ira.nath@gmail.com and official email address is ira.nath@jscollege.ac.in. The syllabus is available in college website. These are the course contents of the subject operation research. So 7 modules are there. Module 1 module is for linear programming problem LPP. Module 2 transportation problem assignment problem. Module 3 game theory. Module 4 network optimization models. Module 5 sequencing. Module 6 sequence queuing theory and module 7 inventory control. So today we will discuss the one topic from the module 1. So these are the topics present in module 1. So today's discussion is about simplex method. The first learning objective is to know about advantages and disadvantages of graphical method and how can we get the solution of LPP by simplex method. Now what are the learning objective of this topic? After completion of the course, student will be able to learn what is the necessity of simplex method over the graphical method to solve LPP and how we can get solution of LPP by simplex method. Now first of all, what are the advantages of graphical method? The graphical method is very much simple and it is also very easy to understand and it is also easy to implement. So what are the disadvantages of graphical method? If any LPP is there where decision variables are more than two, to solve that decision variables, the graphical methods we can't apply because in graph two axes are there, x1 and x2. So any LPP which is formulated with two decision variable we can solve it using graphical method, but any LPP whose decision variables are more than two, we can't solve that type of decision variable using graphical method. For that type of solving that type of LPP, we have to take the advantage of simplex method. So before starting the simplex method, some definitions are required to know. What is slack variable? Let the constants of a general LPP be summation j equal to 1 to n aij xj less than equal to bi. I is varies from 1 to up to k. Then the non-negative variables xn plus I which satisfies summation of j equal to 1 to n aijxj plus xn plus I equal to bj, where I is varies from 1 to up to k are called the slack variable. So one example I am giving here. Suppose the constant is a1 plus b a1 constant is x1 plus x2 less than equal to 4. So any constant with less than equal to sign, make it into equation. We have to add something with the left hand side to make it equate with the right hand side. So the something that is we are adding with the left hand side to make it equate with the right hand side, this is known as the slack variable. Now surplus variable is totally opposite, that is if any constant with greater than equal to sign is there. Suppose one constant in the form j summation j equal to 1 to n aij xj greater than equal to bj, I varies from 1 to k. So any constant with greater than equal to sign is there. So make it into equation. We have to do what? We have to subtract something from the left hand side to make it equate with the right hand side. So summation j equal to 1 to n aij xj minus xn plus I equal to bi, where I varies from 1 to k is known as the surplus variable. X n plus I is known as the surplus variable. That is one constant with greater than equal to sign is present. So make it into equation something we have to subtract from the left hand side to make it equal with the right hand side. Okay, so something that is we are subtracting from the left hand side is known as the surplus variable. Now I am illustrating the simplex method with an example. One example we have taken here, solve the following LPP by simplex method. So we have taken here maximization problem. So the general form, the standard form of one LPP is if one objective function with max objective function is there, then we have to convert all the constant with less than equal to form. I am repeating the line. The standard form of one LPP is if we deal with the max objective function, then all the constant will be less than equal to sign. And the opposite for the mean objective function, if you deal with one mean objective function, all the constant will be greater than equal to sign. So we are dealing with the max objective function. So all the constant will be less than equal to sign. So here in this problem all max objective function is there and all the constant are with less than equal to sign. So this is one standard form of the LPP is already there. If it is not, then we have to convert it first standard form to start the simplex method. So after having introduced the slack variable x3 x4, because we two constant with less than equal to sign are present, so convert it into equation. We need to slack variable x3 and x4. So what will be the converted LPP? Maximize z equal to 7x1 plus 5x2 subject to x1 plus 2x2 plus x3 plus 0 into x4. Coefficient of x4 will be 0 equal to 6 and the second constant will be 4x1 plus 3x2 plus 0 into x3 plus x4 equal to 12. So x4 is not the slack variable in the first constant, so that's why its coefficient is 0. We know if we multiply 0 with anything, this is 0. So same thing we have done for the second constant also, because for second constant the coefficient x4 is the slack variable, so x3 is not required, so that's why we multiply it with 0 into x3. So all the decision variable and the slack variable will be greater than equal to 0. Now we have given here, we have drawn here the first double. So how can we draw the first double? B small b xp, sorry, b cb xp small b. Now how many alpha variables will be there? Here four decision two decision variable and two slack variables are there. So four coefficient will be there. Okay, so x alpha 4 alpha 1 is the coefficient of x1 variable, alpha 2 is the coefficient of x2 variable, alpha 3 is the coefficient of x3 variable, alpha 4 is the coefficient of x4 variable. Okay, so how can we fill up the alpha 1 column? Alpha 1 column we can fill up. This is the coefficient of the x1 variable. So coefficient of the x1 variables in the two constants are, for first constant the coefficient of x1 variable equal to 1 and second constant the coefficient of x1 variable equal to 4. So this will be 1 4. For alpha 2, as alpha 2 is the coefficient of the x2 variable, so for first constant the coefficient of alpha x2 equal to 2 and coefficient second constant the coefficient of x2 equal to 3. So this will be 2 3. For alpha 3 is the coefficient of x3 variable. So x3 variable coefficient for first constant this is 1, for second constant this is 0. So this will be 1 0. For alpha 4 is the coefficient of x4 variable. So for first constant this is 0 and for second constant this is 1. So this will be 0 1. Now what is B? B is the right hand side part of the object constant. So these are the 6 and 12. And how can we fill up the B, CB and XB? How can we fill up the CJ? CJ are the basically coefficient of the right hand side part of the objective function. I am repeating, CJ are basically the coefficient of the right hand side part of the objective function. So this will be 7500. Because 7 this is the coefficient of x1, 5 coefficient of x2 0, so coefficient of x3 and coefficient of x4 equal to 0. So this value will be 7500. Now from this table we have to find out the basis vector form. So what is the basis vector form? 1 0 0 1. This is the basis vector form. Okay, so 1 0 0 1 for two row. This is 1 0 0 1. If three constants are there, this will be 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Okay, so 1 0 0 1. This is the basis vector form. So here 1 0 first column of the basis vector form is present alpha 3. So that's why we have to write alpha 3 in the B column. And alpha 4 is 0 1. So we have to write alpha 4 in the second row of the B. Okay. Now what is C? B. C of alpha 3. C of alpha 3 means we see the Cj row. In the Cj row, the top value of alpha 3. Cj row top value of alpha 3 is 0. So this value will be 0. And alpha 4, C of alpha 4. The top value of alpha 4, this is also 0. So this will be 0. So xb. So how can we calculate the xb? xb, that is in the B column alpha 3 this is the coefficient of which variable? X3, and alpha 4 is the coefficient of x4 variable. This is x4. Now we have to calculate the zj minus cj. Table is over. Now we have to calculate the zj minus cj. How can we calculate the zj minus cj? The formula is summation of cb alpha j minus cj. So summation of cb alpha j minus cj. So how can we calculate? So see the cb column, summation of means each and every row we have to calculate. That is cb into alpha 1 plus cb into alpha 2 in the second column, the second row. In the if third row is present, so we have to take cb into alpha 1, all the values we have to add, so we will be able to get summation of cb alpha j. So for this, how can we calculate the cb of alpha j? 0 into 1 plus 0 into 4, so this value is 0 minus cj, so minus 7. So what is the value? Minus 7. That's why we have written here minus 7. Now in the second alpha 2 column, see the alpha 2 column, what will be the j minus cj value? That is z of alpha 2 minus c of alpha 2. So c 0 into 2 plus 0 into 3 minus 5. So 0 into 2 means 0 plus 0 into 3 means 0, minus 5 is minus 5. So how can we get the alpha 3 column? 0 into 1 plus 0 into 0 minus 0. This is 0. How can we get alpha 4 column? 0 into 0 plus 0 into 1 minus 0. This is also 0. Now for max objective function, when all the zj minus cj values are positive, then we have to stop. Here we see the two negative values are there and two zero values are there. So here we have to go to the next table. So if two negative values, more than one negative values are there in zj minus cj, we have to find out the most negative value. We see here that between minus 7 and minus 5, minus 7 is the most negative value. So we select this one as the entering column. So we have given here the upward arrow in the alpha 1 column. That's why, because minus 7 is the most negative value. Okay. Now we have to calculate the mean ratio. So how can we calculate the mean ratio? The formula is small b by entering column. So small b value in the first row is 6. 6 by 1, so this is 6, and in the second row this is 12 by 4, so this value is 3. Okay, so in the mean ratio we have to select the least positive value. So even a negative value is there in the mean ratio, we have to delete the value. So here 6, 3 both are positive, and 3 is the least positive value. So we select the 3 is present in the second row, so we select the second row. So second row and the alpha 1 column. So in this cross section 4 is there, so the this value is known as the key element. Okay, so we have make it put the value inside one box. So here 4 is the key element. So in the next table we have to do what? We have to convert this key element into 1, that is this 4. In this particular case, this 4 will be converted into 1, and all the other elements of that column, that is for here the alpha 1 column, all the other elements will be converted into 0. Okay, so how can we do that? To convert this 4 into 1, we have to formulate the formula. Okay, so that this key element will be converted into 1, and all the other elements of this column, alpha 1 column, will be converted into 0. So here how can we formulate? We are dividing the entire R2 by R1, and we are assigning this again into R2. So we are writing here R2 equal to R2 divided by 4. So we are dividing the total R2 column, that is the second total R2 total row, second row, by R. So we are getting what? We are applying this formula from B value. So this value will be 12 by 4, this is 3 B value. Alpha 1 column 4 by 4, this will be 1. Alpha 2, this will be 3 by 4, this is 0, this is 1 by 4. Okay, and all the other elements of the alpha 1 column will be 0 according to the rule. So how can we convert this 1 into 0? The formula is R1 minus R2 divided by 4. So R1 minus R2 divided by 4, so this converted value will be 3, 0, 5 by 4, 1, and minus 1 by 4. So same thing we have to do, we have to find out here the basis vector form. So here the basis vector form is 1, 0, 0, 1. So 1, 0 is present in alpha 3, so in the B column we have to write here alpha 3 first and then alpha 1, because the second column of the basis vector form is present in alpha 1. Okay, now the corresponding x variable we have to write in the xp, that is the x3 and x1. Now what will be the cb value? C of alpha 3. So C of alpha 3 is the top value of alpha 3 from the C0. So this is the 0. Top value of alpha 1 from the C0. This is 7. Okay. Now the same thing we have to do the table 3 is over. Now to calculate the Zj minus Cj value. The formula is summation of Cb alpha j minus Cj. So what will be the value? So Zj minus Cj value for alpha 1. This will be 0 into 0 plus 7 into 1 minus 7. This value will be 0. For second alpha 2 column, this value will be 0 into 5 by 4 plus 7 into 3 by 4 minus 5. So 21 by 4 minus 5. So this value will be 1 by 4. For alpha 3, this value will be 0 into 1 plus 7 into 0 minus 0. So this value will be 0. What will be the value of alpha 4? 0 into minus 1 by 4 plus 7 into 1 by 4 minus 0. So this will be 7 by 4. Okay, now according to the rule, when we are dealing with a max objective function, when all the Zj value minus Cj value will be positive, so we have to stop. Here we see all the Zj minus Cj values are positive, so we stop here and we can't go further to proceed further to develop one table. So here we stop, and hence the optimal criteria has been satisfied, the optimal solution. From this table we will be table 3, we will be able to get the optimal solution, and this value will be corresponding small b value will be the answer. So x1 equal to 3 and x2 is not present, so x2 will be 0, and we can't write x3 equal to 3 because x3 is not a decision variable. This is a slack variable. So the answer is optimal solution is x1 equal to 3 and x2 equal to 0. With max rate equal to 7 into 3 plus 5 into 0 equal to 21. So we are putting the value in the objective function to get the result. x1 and x2 value in the objective function to get the result. Okay. So second problem we have given here with mean objective function. So the mean for mean objective function, minima is equal to minus 3x1 plus x2 subject to all the constants are there. So we have to introduce here the slack variable because all the constant with less than equal to sign are present. So we have introduced here three slack variable x3, x4 and x5. Okay. So we have drawn here the same way. We have drawn here the table here. Here three constants are there. So basis vector form will be 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. So same thing we have given here. So for mean of zj minus cj we have calculated. And here when for mean objective function, when all the zj minus cj's will be negative, not 0, we have to stop. Here we see one positive value is there. One negative value is there and three zeros are there. So one positive value is there. So this will be the entering column. So here we have to calculate the mean ratio. So small v by entering column. So minus 9 by minus 1. So this will be negative value. So we are discarding the value. 6 by 1 this is 6. 2 by 1 this is 1. Okay, so third row and the alpha 1 column, the cross section value is 1. So this one will be the key element. So in the next table, the key element we have to convert into 1. So already this is 1, so no rule is required to formulate. And all the other elements of this alpha 1 column, that is minus 1 and 1, will be converted into 0. So we are making the rule R1. This is R1 means the first row, R2 is the second row and R3 is the third row. So we are writing here R2 equal to R2 minus R1, R2 minus R3. All the rule we have to formulate with where the key element must be there. Okay, so here the row where the key element is present must be. So we are formulating here R2 equal to R2 minus R3 and R1 equal to R1 plus R3. So we have get the modified table here. So here in this modified table, in this modified table we have find out the basis vector form again. The basis first column is present in alpha 3. So this will be 1 0 0 0 1 0 and 0 0 1. So in this way we have formulated the b, cb and xp. And again we see that zj minus cj one positive value is there. So this is the entering column. We calculate the mean ratio, and after calculating the mean ratio, we see the mean ratio values are 11 by 2 and 4 by 2. And the third value is a negative 2 by minus 1, so we discard this one, and 11 by 2 and 2 is the least positive value. So the second row we have selected and the alpha 2 column we have selected. So this is the cross section element 2. So the same thing we have to do, that we convert the key element into 1 and all the other elements of this alpha 2 column into 0. So in such way we have formulate and we get this modified table. So in this modified table, same thing we have done, and we see here zj minus cj values are negative or either negative or 0. So this is from this table we will be able to get the optimal result. So the optimal solution will be from the corresponding b value of this table, table 3. So this will be x2 equal to 2 and x1 equal to 4 and x3 equal to x3 is not present in the LPP, so we can't write x3 equal to 7 because x3 is one slack variable. So what is the solution? Optimal solution is x1 equal to 4 and x3 equal to 2. With mean z we are plotting this x1 and x2 value in the objective function, and we get mean z equal to minus 10. So from today's class we have learned what are the advantages and disadvantages of graphical method, some definitions, that is what is slack variable, Laplace variable, and how can we get the solution of one LPP using simplex method. These are the books you can follow: Operation Research by M. Natarajan, P. Bala Subramani and A. Tamilarashi, Pearson Education. Operation research by Kanti Swarup and P.K. Manmohan, Sultan Chand and Sons. Linear Programming and Theory of Games by Ghoshan Chakraborty, Central Book Agency. Linear Programming and Theory of Games by P.K. Karan, ABS Publishing House. Operation Research D.K. Chana and T.K. Roy, Chhaya Prakashani Private Limited. Operation Research Kolabati, Vikash. Operation Research Hamdiye Taha, PHI or Pearson. So this is the end of my lecture. Thank you all for listening.